an award? Any of y'all ever won a trophy or won a prize, won an award? Okay, well, when you do something really good, you get an award. And let me tell you what. You know all these books here? All these books we have in this library? You realize that a whole bunch of different people wrote them and drew the pictures. Believe it or not, Miss Mary and we did not write the books. We did not draw the pictures. We just check them out to you. So what we're talking about today, this is National Children's Authors and Illustrators Week. And there's prizes that the people get for writing books. And you got to figure, there's hundreds and hundreds of books wrote throughout a year. I'd hate to have to be on the committee to pick. But there's one prize, this award right here, and there's a picture of it on a book. Look, you get it stuck on your book and it looks really special. This is called the Caldecott Award. Can y'all say the word Caldecott? Caldecott. And that is the award that they give for the book that had the best pictures. Caldecott is for the Illustrator Award. And one year, Polar Express won. And so when you see this on a book, that means it had the best pictures of all the children's books that year. Then there's another award. It's not actually on that book over there when we go to Market Street, right behind her head. That is the second one. That is this year's winner, but it's so new. This copy was so new it didn't have the award. But the other award is called Newbery. Say Newbery. Newbery. And that's for the best story, the best written story. And this year's Newbery Award for Children is The Last Stop on Market Street. And that copy is so new it doesn't have its award. But you see this medal, this little shiny little sticker? It's really cool because it's raised and you can see it and it's really cool. So next time for the future printings of that, you'll see that award on there. So what we're talking about today are books that won awards. They won prizes for being so good. And the two main awards are the Newbery and the Caldecott. But some of the most fun books come from what we call Reader's Choice Awards. And Reader's Choice is where libraries and schools and daycares, they nominate a book. And then the more people that vote for it, it wins. And if you'll go back there and get them lights, this was a Reader's Choice Award several years ago. No, actually, it's not been that long ago. It's just been a couple years ago. And I think you'll see why. Now, you've been in here before when I made y'all help read. Sometimes we got one more on there somehow. There's keep flipping, there's one more row on. So sometimes, I point to you and you have to say something. Well, this book is about a squirrel. So squirrels in this book says, can y'all say that? And this book is called Old Mama Squirrel. Let me move this so we don't have it right in the way. This book is by David Ezra Stein, and it was a Reader's Choice Award just a couple of years ago. Old Mama Squirrel had raised many babies. Mark my words, she'd say, there's no shortage of creatures that would love to snack on a baby squirrel. But it won't happen on my watch. Whenever danger approached, Mama Squirrel went into action. She would say, get away from here, get away from my babies. Get away from my tree. No one could scold like old Mama Squirrel. The cat or owl that ran afoul of her would slink off looking for an easier meal. One day when the babies were taking a nap, a nosy dog came sniffing around. Mama Squirrel clattered in the high branches. She chattered in the low branches. She scrabbled right side up and upside down while she scolded that dog. This squirrel is crazy, said the dog. They must put crazy powder in the nuts around here. Help! And off he ran. And that takes care of that, said old Mama Squirrel. Well, old Mama Squirrel did not limit herself to known predators. Do you see what's stuck in the tree? Over in the tree, the big thing over there. She scolded kites. And sometimes she scolded airplanes. And she even scolded the poor old man who came to prune the tree. And as he drives off in his truck, she says, and that takes care of that. Well, one afternoon, While the babies were having a scamper on a high branch, a great growling grizzly bear came to town and climbed into old Mama Squirrel's tree. Mama Squirrel sprang into action. Get out of my tree! Get away from my babies! She clattered into high branches and chattered into low branches, and she scolded that bear. And she pelted him with last year's nuts. Ponk. That bear was shocked, but then he laughed. Why should I listen to one puny little squirrel like you? I'll eat your whole family tree. A twitch of fear went through old Mama Squirrel's whiskers. But then she clenched her jaw. Not on my watch, Buster, said old Mama Squirrel, and she scooped up her babies and went to raise the alarm. Help me out here now. By the fire escape, under the tracks, in the tops of the trees, and all over the park. That grizzly was just sticking his nose in the Grandpappy Squirrel's nest hole when old Mama Squirrel got back. Said old Mama Squirrel. Said 20 other Mama Squirrels. Said 100 other Mama Squirrels, and they scolded him high and scolded him low and threw old nuts at him until he ran away and never came back. And that takes care of that, said old Mama Squirrel. Well, the people of the town were so grateful to old Mama Squirrel, they even put up a plaque on the spot where she scolded the grizzly. And if you're ever in town, you should go see it. If you can get anywhere near it. The end. And this is called The Great Fuzz Frenzy. Who knows what a tennis ball is? Tennis ball. Ever had a dog? The dog likes to play with tennis balls? Okay. So anybody ever seen, you're aware dogs like tennis balls. Well, these two people took their dog Violet out into the prairie, to the desert somewhere. And Violet's got her ball in her mouth, but then she stuck her head in a hole, and there she's got her nose there, and she went woof, because she smelled and heard them little prairie dogs. Well, when she opened her mouth to go woof, what happened to her ball? It fell down the hole, and her owner says, Violet, where's your ball? Down it went. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Watch out below! Rumble! Help! 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 Run for your life! Thump, thump. Plunk. There it sat. Perfectly still, perfectly round. Slowly, they crept out. Inch by inch, dog by dog. What is it? A thing? A good thing or a bad thing? It's a round thing, a strange thing, a scary thing. What should we do? Don't touch it. Shh, is it alive? Stand back, boomed a voice. You act like a bunch of gutless groundhogs, afraid of your own shadow. Oh no, it's Big Bark. Big Mouth is more like it. He's the meanest dog around. I thought he left town. Well, I'm back, growled Big Bark. So out of my way, let me have a look. But before anybody could move, little Pipsqueak raced past Big Bark, reached out and poked the round thing. No, the crowd yelled. It's fuzzy, said Pip. Oh, the crowd gasped. A fuzzy little, tiny little piece of fuzz was caught in Pip's claw. She looked at it, turned it, sniffed it, then she put it on her head. Look at me. Ah, the crowd sighed. Quit hamming it up, you half-pint hamster, snarled Big Bark. I'm in charge. But those prairie dogs didn't listen. They had to have fuzz. I like it. Me too. I want some. Do you? Oh, yeah. So do I. So do we. So do they. Big Bark, move over. Get out of my way. They charged past him, and they grabbed the fuzz. The prairie dogs puffed it, pulled it, stretched it, fluffed it, tugged it, twirled it, spiked it, swirled it. They fuzzed their ears, their heads, their noses. They fuzzed their feet, their tails, their toeses. Big Bark was beside himself. Listen to me, you ridiculous rodents. Stop this fuzzy foolishness. But the prairie dogs didn't listen. They were busy being hot dogs, silly dogs, corny dogs, frilly dogs, top dogs, funny dogs, super dogs, and even bunny dogs. You're all bunny dogs. Look at that one. That's a bunny dog if I ever saw a prairie dog with bunny ears. You're all nuts. Squirrely fuzz freaks, yelled Big Bart, storming off. Well, news of the fuzz spread from hole to hole, burrow to burrow, and town to town. Soon, prairie dogs from everywhere were coming to see that fuzz. They came, they saw, they poked. They twisted it, braided it, danced it, paraded it. It was a fuzz frenzy, a fuzz fiasco, a fuzz fandango. The whole prairie was abuzz with the fuzz. They picked it, pruned it, pulled it, pinched it, pulled it, pruned and picked it until the fuzz ran out. The big round thing was fuzzless, naked as a plucked chicken. Some prairie dogs had a lot of fuzz, some got a little. Some got no fuzz at all, and they were mad. Give me that fuzz. Why? Because it's my fuzz. Well, it was. Get that fuzz. Get that fuzz. Pulling and grabbing, swiping and nabbing, poking, jabbing. It was war. War between the fuzzes and the fuzz knots. Their peaceful town was a battleground. It was a fuzz fight, a fuzz feud, a fuzz fiasco. I started this, moaned Pipsqueak. I gotta do something. Everybody, stop fighting. But the prairie dogs didn't listen. They raged on, friend against friend, cousin against cousin, dog against dog, until nobody was left standing. They were all pooped, fuzzed out, fast asleep. Well, hours later, the prairie dogs began to stir. Uh-oh, where's the fuzz? I don't know. Where'd it go? Somebody has stolen our fuzz, cried Pipsqueak. Who did? He did. She did. You did. I did, barked a voice from above. I stole the fuzz. The prairie dogs froze. Then they raced up and up the long tunnel, and there stood Big Bart, covered with fuzz from his head to his tail. I'm the king of the fuzz, he snarled. Do you hear me? I'm the king of the fuzz. And the sky went black. Swoop. Something has swooped down and got that prairie dog. What happened? Where's Big Bart? Look! And there he was, high above their heads, dangling from the talons of an eagle. No more Big Bart, the crowd yelled. Yay! Don't yay, he's one of us, yelled Pip. We gotta save him. How would you like to be an eagle's lunch? No, the crowd yelled. Big Bart, wiggle free, the prairie dogs shouted. Shake loose, hurry, we'll catch you. Big Bart twisted and he turned and he wormed and he squirmed and at last he was free of the fuzz. Yay, the crowd cheered. Big Bart fell faster and faster. No, the prairie dogs scattered. Get back here, yelled Pip. Quick, make a circle, hold out your paws. They ran to the left, they ran to the right, then back to the left, and plop. You saved me, Big Bart cried, but I stole your fuzz, and now it's gone forever. Good, said Pipsqueak. Fuzz is trouble, right? Yay, the crowd cheered. Friend hugged friend, cousin hugged cousin, and dog hugged dog. We don't need no fuzz, said Pip. With an eagle around, we need a watchdog with a big Bart! Bart! Big Bart rose up on his hind leg. The eagle's back! Bart! This is a test, not a test. Bart! All dogs below! Bart! And there they all run. Down, down, down. The prairie dogs race down, down for the long tunnel because they know that eagle can't fly down that tunnel. And whew, we made it. That was close. 3 cheers for Big Bart, the best watchdog ever. Y'all help me out. Hip, hip, hooray! Hooray! Yip, yip, hooray! Hooray! Yip, yip, hooray! Just doing my job, Big Bart smiled. Are we ever getting tangled up with fuzz again? Cried Pipsqueak. No, the crowd yelled. No more fuzz. No more fuzz. And from fuzz. No more fuzz. And from that day forward, the prairie dogs lived happily and fuzzlessly ever after. But the last picture in the book, Violet has gone back now with another tennis ball.
No, it's not here.
So we never know what's going to happen.
All right, that is not a good idea. Let's see what this story has to tell. Okay. Uh-oh, there's his eyes. They're looking at each other. The Fox and the Duck. What luck! Dinner! Dinner! Excuse me, would you care to go for a stroll? Can you say Sure. That is not a good idea. No. Would you care to continue our walk into the deep, dark woods?
No.
Deep, dark woods?
No.
Sounds fun. Lots of fun. That is not really a good idea. Would you care to visit my nearby kitchen? But I would love to. Uh-oh, that is really not a good idea. No. Would you care to boil some water for soup? What do you think they're going to say, yes or no? Certainly, I do love soup. Yeah, they're going to. She loves soup. That is really, really not a good idea. Not a good idea. Would you care to look at my soup? A key ingredient is missing. There's something missing in the soup. Oh. Now you know what the little chicken's going to say. That is really, 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 really not a good idea. No, no. Oh, a key ingredient is missing. Something's missing in the soup. Splash, whoop. Uh-oh, what happened? Splash, whoop. Oh, my. You. There they are. Well, we did try to warn him. They did, didn't they try to warn him? They did try to warn him. The end. And she says, more soup, children? Does that look good?
This story is called Elmer by David McKee, and up until 2 minutes ago, I had never read it. So you're going to enjoy this because it's all about colors and being the same and being different. And let's see what this story has to say. Are we ready? There it is. Elmer by David McKee. There was once a herd of elephants. Elephants young, elephants old, elephants tall and short and fat and thin. All were different, but all were happy, and almost all were the same color. All except Elmer. Elmer was not elephant color. He was patchwork. Elmer was yellow and orange and red and pink and purple and blue and green and black and white. It was Elmer who kept the other elephants happy. Their games and jokes were always his idea. If an elephant was laughing, the cause was usually Elmer. But Elmer himself wasn't happy. Who ever heard of a patchwork elephant, he thought. No wonder they laugh at me. One morning, just as the others were waking up, Elmer slipped away. He walked through the jungle. Elmer met other animals. Good morning, Elmer, they said. After a long walk, Elmer found what he was looking for, a large bush covered with elephant-colored berries. Elmer caught hold of the bush and shook it until the berries fell on the ground. Then Elmer lay down and rolled over on top of the berries this way and that. He picked up bunches of berries and rubbed himself all over until he was covered with berry juice. When he had finished, there wasn't a sign of any yellow or orange or red or pink or purple or blue or green or black or white. Elephant looked like any other elephant. Well, how are we going to know who he is? On his way back through the jungle, Elmer passed the other animals. "Good morning, elephant," they said. "Good morning, elephant."
2 elephants.
When Elmer joined the herd, none of the other elephants noticed him. I don't know where he is. As he stood there, Elmer felt that something was wrong. But what? He looked around. Same old jungle, same old elephants, blue sky, same old rain clouds, same old elephants. The other elephants were standing absolutely still, silent and serious. Elmer had never seen them so serious before. It made them want to laugh. Finally, he could bear it no longer. He lifted his trunk and at the top of his voice shouted, "Boo!" What do you think happened? The other elephants jumped in surprise. Elmer was helpless with laughter. Then the others began to laugh. "Too bad Elmer isn't here to share the fun," they said, laughing harder and harder. And then the rain cloud burst. When the rain fell on Elmer, his patchwork started to show again. "Oh, Elmer," gasped the old elephant as Elmer was washed back to normal. "You've played some good jokes, but this has been the biggest laugh of all. What would we do without you?" "We must celebrate this day every year," said another, "the day of Elmer's best joke." "All of us elephants will decorate ourselves in his honor," said a third, "and Elmer will decorate himself elephant color." And one day each year, the elephants color themselves yellow or orange or red or pink or purple or blue or green or black or white and have a parade. If you happen to see an elephant in the Elmer's Day Parade who's an ordinary elephant color, you will know it must be Elmer.